Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new FPL video on the channel. Today we're taking a look at our Game Week 16 captain options, as these three players right now on the screen are my front runners. Now firstly, obviously Haaland, he's the default captain everybody chooses. When he plays, he seems to pull through. He obviously went on an insane spell at the start and had injury, but he's now coming back and he scored a header that was slightly marginally offside, and he then scored a penalty in the last minute. And also, a great thing to remember about Haaland is that where he is not going to the World Cup, there's no injury worries about him coming off early, him not starting. And then there's also the fact of that he's got nothing to lose at this point. So he's just going to be playing full steam ahead, while maybe other players are going to be pulling out of challenges, a bit more cautious. And I feel like that will really help Haaland's game out, and I feel like he's going to get a lot of points going forward, especially next week. Now, they're playing Brentford in Game Week 16, and that fixture, whilst it's not the easiest, it's not a hard one at all. So I feel like we're going to give that a green light for that fixture. He's not got a World Cup, and he's also taking penalties, which is a great sign for Man City because people dive in all the time. A lot of penalties often are given away, and if Haaland is going to be taking them, he's then a threat from penalties, one-on-ones, tap-ins, long shots, through balls. He's got such a wide game, and he's obviously trusted with a lot of responsibility. So he's got 80% of teams have selected him, which basically means that he's not really a differential sort of player. But, you know, if you don't captain him and he scores a lot, you're almost going to find yourself stuck in the mud. So Haaland, he's definitely a captaincy option. If you want to go a bit rogue, my second choice would not be TROSSARD actually, it would be Almiron. Now this guy has scored against all the big teams recently, and he's scored in the last 3 or 4 games. He's playing really well, and he's got a Chelsea fixture next. Now, again, he's not really that much of a differential, but as a captain differential, he would be. He's selected by about 26-27% of teams now. It's going up every single day. And is he going to score against Chelsea? Do you want to be brave? Do you want to take a risk? For me personally, ranked 2.6 million, gone up about 1 million in the last 3 weeks. I don't think that's a risk I'm going to take. So, on my perspective, I think that if Haaland was injured, Almiron would definitely be a great captain option, but I can't choose him over Haaland right now. But, you know, he's in great form, probably better form than Haaland. He's lower selected, and he's a lot cheaper. So I feel like you've got to have him in your team. He's really a man in form. Finally, a captaincy option, again, TROSSARD. Now, the reason why I say this is that Aston Villa at home, you know, they're either going to play really well or they're either going to play not so well. And Aston Villa do sometimes ship a lot of goals. It's going to be their first real test after Man U under Unai Emery. And I feel like Brighton are a different sort of team. Brighton are quite a good team. They keep the ball. If TROSSARD plays up front like he has done the last 2 weeks, he's got a goal and an assist. And he's slightly more of a differential than the other two on the screen. Now, somebody who I actually, with hindsight, should have put in this list, James Maddison. I feel like my captaincy options would go Haaland, Maddison, Almiron, TROSSARD. Now, Maddison is still trying to prove himself, basically prove that he should be in the World Cup squad. So the fact that he's trying to prove he should be in the World Cup squad, it just makes me think that he's going to really go for it and play his best. So he's also a very good captaincy option for this next week against West Ham. However, like I say, you know, it's almost too much of a risk not to captain Haaland. And for that reason, I feel like, you know, you've got to captain him. I think he's going to score, but part of me wants to take a risk and part of me wants to gamble with Almiron or James Maddison. But, you know, guys, when you're playing in a head-to-head league and everybody else is captaining Haaland, it's one of them things where you don't want to be the only person that takes a risk. However, there is a chance, obviously, that it might come off. But when you look at Haaland's stats, I'd be very surprised if, firstly, he doesn't start and secondly, he doesn't score, which is a problem. But I think having these three players in your team like I do is a must for this week. Yeah, let me know who you guys are captaining. If anybody isn't captaining Haaland, I will give you insane respect. So let me know in the comments down below. Thank you.